bomb for them bags. I'm shopping till I'm dropping like a body.
Greedy!
We dropping the bomb for them bags. I'm shopping till I'm dropping like a body. Call of Duty all throughout the lobby. Brother hit me up, say he needs some work.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
When you out here, know you can't be cutting up. Diamonds on my wrist looking like a flood. Money coming in from different countries. Wow.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
When I'm overseas, they like to call me seafood. Playing with the rats.
Good morning, Wanda.
Only designer on my feet. Can't be parking the foreign on the street.
Right.
See, I'm moving in silence. All you see is the violence. There's a war going on. All you see is the riots. You better be prepared for the heat. After the war, come the peace. I told my brother I'll be here when he get home.
Hey.
I think it's time to buy another phone.
Hey, good morning.
War for these rats.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Call of Duty all throughout the lobby.
Yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Like a body.
Call of Duty all throughout the lobby.
All right, get ready. Let's do it. It is officially showtime. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. You know what we came to do. Oh, yeah. Good morning.
It's like a curse.
And it really is.
And I can't escape.
Good morning. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Emo.
Deja vu.
Let's go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these
Tara,
racks.
nice to see ya.
I'll be back.
Hey.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I've got to take out the trash. I'm on top of my game,
Ahead of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I'm playing so raw, I won't finish.
Good morning, Jeff.
I was supposed to have
You're famous.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet.
Better do your taxes, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. They don't get replies if they text me. They say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip.
Right.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
Leos.
I'm going to Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yes.
Shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Way off the rails. Wow.
It's like deja vu.
Every time I hear it, it's like the first
It's
time.
like deja vu.
All right.
It's deja vu.
All right. Good morning, DJ. Go ahead and kill the music. You know what we're doing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Oh, my goodness. Today is Monday, February 26th, and we are wrapping up Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. All right. What an interesting month it's been, right? But we must continue the work we've been doing, all right? We've been doing this work for quite a while, and so let's get straight down to it. We are in the Thunderdome, all right? I am your host, I'm your pilot, and I encourage all of you to buckle up because it's going to be a bit of a rocky ride this Monday morning, all right? But first things first, for those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God, all right? That's the first H. The second H is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I really will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, all right? But if I were wrong, I really would be the first to apologize, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. You see I see it. All right, I see you, Ange. All right. Now, many of you are familiar with what we do on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is quite special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to our friends on the right, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as crimes. All right, listen, you can just smell them nowadays, right? It's so much of it going on. All right. And so with that being stated, I got some bad news for you Trump supporters out there, you traitors, you seditious, treasonous thugs. If you don't like hearing the truth, all right, I'm going to give you that opportunity of a lifetime, all right? Because I know what the issue is with a lot of you. Like my good friend, brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant. That means you are allergic to the facts, right? So if you're allergic to the facts, right, and you're still on that disgusting Trump train, all right, do me a huge favor. Leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you this morning, all right? I'm about to ruin your breakfast. You know how I do. You're probably in that McDonald's. No, you probably went to Jack in the Box today, right? You went to Jack in the Box. What did you order this time? At the can I get one of those breakfast jacks? Yeah, I want a breakfast jack, and I like that with a Diet Coke. Yeah. And then you're gonna listen to this live, and you're not gonna be so hungry, right? That's what I intend to do, right? You're gonna be happy, and then you're not gonna be so happy. You're gonna be very, very sad and depressed when I get done with your behinds. All right, so listen up. I know you don't believe me, so guess what you should do? You don't gotta take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right? Hold on. All right. At this point, if whatever happens to you, it's on you. All right? Because you know how I get down over here. Ladies and gentlemen, I must give you another heads up. One thing is for sure. When it comes to delivering our truth, especially out here on these TikTok streets, we're not holding back any longer. All right. The stuff that we're saying right now, ladies and gentlemen, you got to keep in mind, we didn't always used to talk like this with MAGA, right? But we can't be kind anymore to these traitors, right? We can't be kind to the Trump supporters anymore because the gloves are officially off.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. But now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off.
Yep.
The jar has been opened.
The gloves are off and the jar has been opened. Tell them, Ange, yeah. And you know who opened that jar? You traitors did, all right? So there's a lot to get into this week, all right? I mean, on today's show, and I'll try to be as succinct as possible, all right? Because, you know, Donald Trump made it what an interesting weekend he sent us through. All right. Thank you, Rick. All right. So let's start here. Many of us, we saw the viral moment. Donald Trump decided to unleash his racism on his black Trump supporters. Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? And so with that being said, before we dive into that, I just want to make sure we are all on the same page, right? Donald Trump has a history of nasty, racist views, all right? And, you know, this is what's interesting. It's his speech and his actions. They have been viewed by scholars and the public as racist and white supremacist. Journalists, friends, family, and former employees, they have accused him of fueling racism in the United States. Trump has repeatedly denied the accusations of racism, right? We all know it. In 1973, Trump and his company, Trump Management, was sued by the DOJ for housing discrimination against African-American renters. He settled the suit, entering into a consent decree and the practices without admitting wrongdoing. The Justice Department sued again in 1978, claiming continued racial discrimination in violation of the consent decree. All right. In 2011 and 2016, Trump was the leading proponent of the debunked birther conspiracy theory that falsely claimed that Barack Hussein Obama was not born in the United States. In a racially charged criminal case, Trump continued to state as late as 2019 that a group known as the Central Park Five, mostly made up of African-American teenagers, were responsible for the 1989 raping of a white woman in the Central Park jogger case. Despite the five males having been officially exonerated in 2002 based on confession by an imprisoned serial rapist that was confirmed by DNA evidence, all right? Trump launched a 2016 presidential campaign in a speech in which he said that Mexico sends criminals to the borders. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. He said that of Justice Gonzalo P. Curiel, who was born in Indiana, he should be disqualified from deciding cases against him because this judge is of Mexican heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know Donald Trump's history. Let's see if we can get some context to let's listen to some of the stuff that Donald Trump has said that's racist. Hold on. I didn't want to go this route with you all this morning, but I figured in light of Donald Trump really giving his supporters during Black History Month something to munch on, let's go down this path together. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, if you would. We have, we got to pay the bills over here, but I got to do this because when these Trump supporters, they get into my live and you know what they like to say?
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black.
Right. And they love, that's their little go-to. Oh, that's President Biden being racist, right? Oh, no. We got real racism right here coming straight out of MAGA. All right, let's give it to him.
Because maybe hate is what we need, and the first thing they do is start chanting police brutality.
He was born in Kenya and he lived in Indonesia.
The state of Hawaii says this is official. He was born in Hawaii.
A lot of people do not think it was an authentic certificate.
Total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. I will pay for the legal fees, I promise.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke?
I don't know anything about David Duke.
I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, but...
I don't know, honestly, I don't know David Duke.
Look at my African American over here.
We're building a wall. He's a Mexican. He is giving us very unfair rulings.
He's not from Mexico.
In my opinion,
he's from Indiana.
He's Mexican heritage. These thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon. I said, please don't be too nice.
Very fine people on both sides.
Why do we want these people from, quote, all these countries here?
These are people. These are animals.
He once asked me if I could name a country run by a black person that wasn't.
Female Democrat congresswomen who are foreign born, he suggests, should go back to where they came from.
Have you heard the president use the N-word? Yeah.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Wow. He's dropping the N-word all profusely. He's telling the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, if there was a mascot for racism, it would be Donald Trump. And yet he still gets out here and says ridiculous things like he's the least racist person, right? And so, we got to add now, ladies and gentlemen, if that wasn't bad enough, Donald Trump made sure that in 2024, he added more to the history books, right? We all heard him. We all heard Donald Trump make the nastiest remarks this weekend. Did we hear it, ladies and gentlemen? If you didn't hear it, let's hear it together.
Tonight at a rally in South Carolina, Donald Trump actually said this.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones. You see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come.
See, the thing about that right there, it was the little comment, I can't see the black ones. That was it. But after that, he said, that's how far I've come. I don't know about you, but when I saw that and I thought to myself, I know Tim Scott isn't there. I know there ain't no black folks there at this Black Conservative Federation event because not one of them had the courage or the spine to say, listen, sir, I'm not going to let you joke around about me like that in front of all. None of them had the courage to do that. They clapped along and they egged it on. All right. And he didn't just stop there.
That's a long way, isn't it? The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts, so they sell them for $19 a piece. It's pretty amazing.
So clearly Donald Trump doesn't think too highly of you blacks for Trump. He doesn't think too highly of you Latins for Trump. He doesn't care. He knows that the only thing you're good for is sending him your money, right? And maybe voting for him, which we all know you're going to do. And this, ladies and gentlemen, now is just another nail in the coffin for Donald Trump being a racist. So when these Trump supporters bring up, what about Biden and the 94 crime bill? Or what about Biden and the remark he made while he was on the Breakfast Club? That pales in comparison to Donald Trump literally still 10 toes down in being a racist. And this is why Nikki Haley had to once again sound off, and you see it. She called Trump's comments disgusting comments about black people, and they were a huge warning sign. She said the comments Donald Trump made about black people at an event on Friday were disgusting and proof that Republicans would lose the presidential race if he's the nominee. All right? And I agree with Nikki Haley because America's done with it. We're not going to sit back and allow you to send us back to the pre-Civil War time period where the South wanted to allow for slavery, all right? And the North was against it. They wanted to be abolitionists. So we're not going to allow you to take us back in history with Donald Trump in the driver's seat. So guess what we're going to do? Bright and early, ladies and gentlemen, especially on the tail end of Black History Month. To all of my friends and family out there, you know what we must do. Please get these tomatoes out. Please get the blueberries out, right? And get the booze and shame out. Because we know that these Trump supporters, they have no shame, and we must give it to them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's kick this show off the old-fashioned way. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his racist behind and his racist supporters what they deserve. Our first round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Silence, you MAGA demons. Somebody in the comments said, did this hurt my feelings? Oh, maybe I didn't tell you. It didn't hurt my feelings. I slept real good at night, but thanks for asking, all right? I didn't know you cared. It doesn't hurt my feelings because I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a traitor. But it should hurt your feelings. You know why? Because not only is he wrong, but he's also a loser. And you are going to experience the same outcome, all right? Like I told all of these Trump supporters, and I stand 10 toes down on it. You want to know what the ultimate MAGA reward is? I'll tell you. Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell. All right? And then there's a pit stop in between called Chapter 11. That's where you go broke. And look at me in my eyes. I have no problem sending all of you there. I have no problem. I sleep real good at night knowing I've sent at least 50 Trump supporters this past week straight to the pits of hell where they belong. And get this, I cared so much about them. I actually let them ride that little Trump train and I put a little cushion underneath their seats, right? I could care less. I really could. Anybody that's confused about what the heck's going on right now in politics, at this point, it's on you. There's too much information out here for you to be this blind and naive and misled. You still sending Donald Trump your money? I don't want to hear it. Nope. You can't buy eggs. So what? You don't need them, right? You can't buy bread. You can't pay your bills. I don't care if they repo everything. You played yourself, all right? All right. And Donald Trump is playing you like a fiddle. Now let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new thing this is another Another FYI, a dangerous mental illness is spreading in the Trump cult. When I say that all of you are in a cult, I really do mean it. I don't use these words lightly, all right? When I say you're traitors, I'm not just doing that to be funny. I'm serious, all right? Because there's some things about that you really need to look into. All right? Donald Trump has built a cult around himself. This is dangerous to America and dangerous to democracy. Cults of personality and governance are broadly incompatible with democracy. They usually erupt in dictatorships where the great leaders' face and sayings are splashed all over public places. Think Mao's China, Stalin's USSR, Hitler's Germany, Kim's North Korea. On a smaller scale, in a different context, we see how destructive such personality cults can be with the deaths of Jim Jones in Jonestown and David Koresh, Branch Davidians, and Charles Manson's family. This is what Donald Trump aspires to do. Back in 2000, all right, this is an opinion piece, all right? Back in 2000, we visited Egypt. Our guide was a retired professor in Egyptology from the largest university in the country, and as we were touring Luxor, he pointed out some writings that were carved 15 or so feet up in a stone wall in the temple. He goes, this is from when Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, he said, as I recall. It says that Alexander was a child of Ammon, and the god of the gods, and the one who was so great that even to this day we say his name at the end of the prayers. But why would Alexander make that claim, I asked? Because he said it's a lot easier to seize and hold on to power. Listen to this. It's a lot easier to seize and hold on to power when people think that you have a connection to their idea of divinity. All right? So this is what Donald Trump is doing. Trump is now openly encouraging his followers to think of him as divine, or at least divinely inspired. And this isn't a new pitch. It's just getting a new round of attention. All right? And so this piece is a bit long, but I want to cover a couple of these things, right? One day Trump tweeted, all right, he tweeted out with approval a conspiracy theorist claim that the Israelis view Trump like he's the king of Israel and the second coming of God, all right? He shared the conspiracy theorist puzzlement American Jews don't view him likewise. Hours later, he explained that he had taken a tough trade policy against China and that he was the chosen one. Followers of the QAnon cult and Fox News cult appear to believe him. And like those who followed the people mentioned above, it is tearing apart families, devastating our politics, and causing deaths across the nation. For instance, a man who authorities say took the life of his wife and dog. He took the life of his wife and dog and seriously wounded his daughter before being unalived by police. Reportedly, get this, reportedly was depressed because Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election. And he became fixated on online conspiracy theories by QAnon. Ladies, to you MAGA women out there, if your husband or your partner is a Trump supporter, they need professional help. This is what they're doing. They worship this guy. The man's daughter, who avoided being, shot, she said, it's really shocking, but it really can happen to anybody. Right-wing extremism is not funny, and people need to watch their relatives. And if they have guns, they need to hide them or report them or something because it's out of control. And she's right. It is out of control. Rational people know that messiahs do not SA women and brag about it. They don't fleece people who just want a college education with a phony school. They don't encourage racial hatred, and they don't get crowds to try to overturn democracy and unalive police officers. But Trump isn't after rational people. He's a predator, and his prey are the psychologically and emotionally vulnerable people crushed by 40 years of Reagan neoliberalism, now desperate for simple answers to complex problems. We should have known when Trump said in a Charles Manson moment that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and that his followers would still support him. Charismatic con men can make some people believe anything. For example, nearly a third of all registered Republicans that top-level Democrats are running believe that top-level Democrats are running an international child trafficking ring to torture and abuse children before draining their blood. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't continue, but you get the idea. A dangerous mental illness is spreading in this country via Donald Trump and his cult. And it is really up to all of us to stop it in its tracks by making sure when they start spreading lies and misinformation, we immediately strike it down and send it where it came from. All right, send it back where it came from, to the pits of hell. So guess what we got to do this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, join me in giving Donald Trump and his cult of mentally ill, deranged, right-wing, racist lunatics what they deserve. This bright and early on a Monday morning, February 26th. Another round of booze and shame!
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Silence, you MAGA demons. All right? I got your number. I'm not losing any sleep. All right, ladies and gentlemen. These Trump supporters, they know the end is near. They know it. Donald Trump, 91 felony charges. Guess what that means? That means you gotta go to court, champ. That means you gotta sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Ain't no calling in sick when it's time. When he got to go to court with Alvin Bragg next month. and you know me, I got it marked on my calendar. I got my calendar tattooed up with all of Trump's court dates and stuff like that. Yeah, because it keeps me going. All right. Nothing makes me happier than to know come March, all right, that week before court, you're going to see Donald Trump losing his mind. Do I really got to go to court? Absolutely. Can I call in sick? Nope. This is mandatory, right? They don't like me. All right. And I got some more bad news. Bad views. Are you out there? I got some bad news for you, bad views. Look closer. Trump's re-election campaign is in dire straits, all right? Don't fall for the media hoopla. All right, Snuggles, are you there? In fact, Donald Trump is doing extraordinarily poor in the Republican primaries and caucuses. In Saturday's South Carolina Republican primary, he pulled in just 59.8% of the vote, and Nikki Haley got 39.5%, right? Go ahead, Nikki. If Joe Biden had gotten under 60% of the vote in a Democratic primary, the mainstream media would declare his re-election campaign in the dire straits. Trump's re-election campaign is in the dire straits, all right? In 1992, Pat Buchanan won 40% of the vote in New Hampshire primary, holding George W. Bush to 58%, almost exactly what Haley did to Trump on Saturday, all right? And the New York Times treated the outcome as a huge problem for Bush with the headline, "Bush jarred in first primary," followed by a short story characterizing the results as a, quote, roar of anger towards Bush from Republican primary voters. Well, South Carolina's results was just as much of a roar of anger from Republican primary voters towards Donald Trump. And South Carolina is as about a deep red as it gets. In the New Hampshire primary, Trump got 54% of the vote. Haley got 43%. In Iowa, Trump just got 56,000 votes. And there are over 2 million registered voters in Iowa. Hence, fewer than 3% of Iowans voted for him. So why isn't the mainstream media telling us how bad Trump is doing instead of saying he has the nomination sewn up? Of course he has it sewn up. He's the Republican incumbent, not because he claims to have won in 2020, but because he, in fact, is the most recent Republican president and he's running for re-election. A party incumbent who's running for re-election has a huge advantage over anyone who may want to challenge him. He's not only the head of the party, he also has control over the party machinery. All right? And the pertinent question isn't whether Trump has the nomination sewed up. It's how strongly Republican voters are behind him. And what we've learned from the caucuses and the primary so far is that maybe 60% of Republican voters are solidly behind him. For an incumbent running for re-election, 60% support by his party is pathetic, revealing a remarkable degree of anti-Trump sentiment amongst Republicans. So, you know what we got to do? Because you know what Donald Trump and his supporters like to say, right?
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more.
Oh, yeah.
Win more.
Oh, yeah. So that's what he's saying, but that's not what the poll numbers show. All right. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's bring Trump back to earth. All right. Let's bring Donald Trump and his supporters right back to earth. Join me in giving these so-called winners, these are fake winners, what they truly deserve, because they're not winners, they're losers. Join me in giving them another round of what? Booze and shame! You can hear the Trump supporters in the audience, right? You can hear the Trump supporters crying in the comments section. You know, like Yosemite Sam.
Dirty Turkish artifact, Flatman, Martin, Philip, Bunker, Martin, Perkaluma, Burton, Duncan, Boston, Martin,
Yeah, they're frustrated. It's frustrating, isn't it, MAGA? You want to get me, but I'm getting you right here every day on TikTok. Imagine that. You know what they say to me? Zeus, I can't wait until Trump becomes president again in November. I'm going to come right to your live. I'm going to make sure you really eat your words. Do y'all understand? Trump ain't going to make it to November, all right? He's not going to make it to November. There is no humanly way that Donald Trump can make it to November, ladies and gentlemen, going through everything that he has on his plate. These court cases alone, the Chapter 11, you know he's going to go file bankruptcy real soon, right? All of this, he's going to have a nervous breakdown. Yeah, he's going to lose it. And Biden's going to be your president again. Ain't nobody worried about you Trump supporters. Ain't nobody worried about you traitors, all right? And there's something else I want you Trump supporters to understand. The DOJ and the FBI, I mean, I can't put my finger on it, but they're looking for places in America, especially in the rural parts, that they can house the mentally ill Trump supporters, the cult members, right? Because, once Biden wins again, their heads are going to explode. So, yeah, do whatever you got to do. But trust me, we got a special place to send all of you, all right, if you decide that you want to break the law. So please don't break the law. Just take the L, all right? Moving along, ladies and gentlemen, we got some more nasty news coming from the nasty MAGA Republican Party. And this time, it's no other than Clarence Thomas. All right, did Clarence Thomas just hire a clerk who allegedly wrote, "I hate black people" text messages? Of course he did. Anything less would be uncivilized, right? Anything less. I don't expect nothing else from Clarence Thomas at this point. Raise your hands if you're surprised to learn that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas recently made headlines by hiring a law clerk who's faced allegations of sending racist text messages, all right? And as we thought, nobody's hands went up. I'm looking for hands out there. I didn't see any hands. The clerk in question is Crystal Clanton, a graduate of Antonin Scalia Law School at George Mason University and former National Field Director of Turning Point USA, is set to work with Justice Thomas during the 2024-2025 term. Clanton came under scrutiny in a 2017 article by the New Yorker, which detailed allegations that she had sent racially charged text messages to fellow members of Turning Point. One of the messages reportedly stated, "I hate black people, like F them all. I hate blacks." End of story. Here she is right here. I know some of you want to see them. Look at this. This is Clarence and Jeannie and Crystal Clanton. This is a photo of them, ladies and gentlemen. And Clarence Thomas decided in the middle of and during Black History Month, you know what? What better way to put a cherry on top of Black History Month than to hire this lady who has such a checkered past, right? Right? So it's crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen, Clarence Thomas doesn't have a soul. He sold it to the highest bidder, and he continues to sell it, all right, because that's just what he does. And he's definitely not black, right? He's not black? Absolutely not. All right, so because of that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this out of the way. Join me in giving Clarence, he's not black Thomas, what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Boom! And I'm standing on business about that. Thank you, President Biden, for saying that, because now I can say you ain't black. I don't know what the heck you is. You've lost your mind. Like it was like when I was in that one live. I was in a live with my good friend Liv one time. I went up in the box, and we had a somebody that is a Trump supporter. The skin color looks the same, but they're clearly not black. And I said, "Now you're familiar with the Civil War, right?" "Yes, I know all about the Civil War, Zeus." "Well, let me ask you a question. If we were to have a new Civil War right now, which side would you be on?" "Well, Zeus," this is what he said to me. "The way I see these black folks acting up now, I think I would be on the Confederates." These folks. Yeah. And I had to tell him, in the most kindest of ways, I said, "Listen up, champ. If you didn't know what you didn't know, let me update your software real quick. The Confederates weren't giving the Negroes any weapons during the Civil War. Do you think those folks out there who was proud to be in the KKK, do you really think they would have gave your black behind a gun?" No. I had to leave the live because I had other things to do, but I said, I can't believe in 2024 I'm having to have these kind of conversations with folks out here because they choose to ignore history and instead replace what they should be knowing with this cult-like devotion to Donald Trump. It's some sick stuff going on out here, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. All right, let's move on. Should we play MAGA or not? Are we ready to play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? Are we ready to play MAGA or not? By a show of hands, I got a couple of more topics and then I got to open up the box. You know what we do. Let's play MAGA or not, all right? I mean, because, it's real easy to bring MAGA to their knees on a daily basis because all we do is use their words against them. All right, let's play MAGA or not. All right, now listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is an interesting story. But the reason I decided to bring these kind of stories to the forefront because we had this guy out here named Trash Bait, or he likes to call himself Clickbait. He says, "Zeus, you're a love guru," and I said, well, maybe I could be a little on the love guru side and start helping some of these folks see the MAGA demon before things go way too far, right? Wouldn't you like it if I saved you ladies out here years and years of being in a toxic relationship? Wouldn't that be nice if I could stop you from having to go through 10 years of hell with a MAGA demon? I mean, this is why I cover this. All right, so let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a conversation about MAGA or not. She went on a date with a guy who ordered before she arrived, all right? Since he said girls were always late, and then he accused her of stalking him. Now, you know the answer. Put a 1 in the comment section. Wait, in 1997. What is that? I didn't see that, Jimmy. Put it back up there if you can. I didn't see it. Put a 1 in the comment section, all right, if you think this is MAGA, and then put a 2 if you think it's other, all right? New York is a place fraught with complexities of modern dating. The quest to find romance in a sea of strangers comes with challenges that can make life more interesting and exciting. However, beneath the layers of excitement and possibilities for connection lurks an unfortunate, harsh reality. Sometimes the city will leave you with nothing but disappointment and dating fatigue, making the search for love seem like an impossible feat. Take, for instance, this one lady, we're going to call her Natasha, is from Brooklyn, New York, and she's describing what her worst date ever was like. It quickly became a memorable experience after his misogynistic tendencies were revealed through his derogatory comments about women. So, he came across her profile on a dating app, but decided not to match with her on the app. Instead, he found her on social media and messaged her there. Clever, right? They made plans to meet up at around Thanksgiving, but then she had to cancel them. He kept messaging her and was persistent about meeting up. So finally, she decided to go on a date with him. Upon her arrival at the place, she could already tell the vibes were off. He had already downed half a beer. He apologized for ordering without her because he didn't know how late she would show up. According to him, girls were always late. Girls or women? I don't know, champ. When she looked at her watch, it showed that she had arrived only 4 minutes past the agreed time. During their conversation, he made a lot of weird comments. First, they talked about going to the gym, and it turned out that they both went to the same gym. He said that he had never seen her at that gym before, right? Moving on, hold on. We got to move on to the next page. All right, hold on. He said he'd never seen her at that gym. Jesus Christ, look at that. The internet's not working with me. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Boom. All right. In response, she made a joke about how he must not have recognized her in the workout clothes. He then asked her what she wore to the gym. She informed him that she typically wore leggings and a sports bra. He voiced disapproval, stating he hated when women wore sports bras to the gym. They moved on to discussing the topic of college, where he revealed that he went to Columbia University. He misinterpreted her conversational reply and accused her of stalking him online. Throughout the date, he admonished her for stalking him multiple times, even though she did no such thing. He also asked her which parent she loved the most. She didn't know how to answer such a bizarre question. And then he went on to talk about his own upbringing. He boasted about how he was the best liar and she would ever meet, and that he got his temper from his dad. The information made her feel a little uncomfortable. The kicker was when he declared that Natasha was actually a lot smarter than he initially thought she would be. He also told her that he wished that she was more basic so he could successfully put his regular moves on her. Then he wanted to take the conversation to a deeper level, so he asked her when was the last time that she cried. To his surprise, she gave him the answer of October, and he was surprised because he thought that girls cried way more than that. So ladies, listen up. If you're looking for someone to date in New York, Natasha says she would not recommend going out with this guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, based on that story, what do we give this MAGA man out there? Is this a MAGA man or not? Please put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA, or put a 2 if you think it's other. What do we got? I mean, the dead giveaway, ladies and gentlemen, was, his temper came from his dad, and then making the moves, and he had no respect for women. Look at that, all ones. So guess what we're going to do? It's sad but true. It is MAGA. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving this deranged MAGA dating lunatic who drank half a beer before the date got started. What kind of animal does that? All right. Join me in giving him what he deserves. A round of booze and shame.
demon. Dirty Turkish harker back flat, Martin, Philip, Uncle Martin, Perkaluma, Burton, Duncan, Boston, Martin, and I.
Yeah. All right, now let's get back into some political content. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes we got to go that route that send a message to these folks. All right. Now, many of you were here on Friday. All right, and we, boy, oh boy, was Friday quite a show. Thank you, that dark IT lady. And so this is a message. This is a message to my so-called leftist friends out there, the ones who brand themselves communists. All right, we gotta. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an interesting election, all right, because we got it coming from the right and we got it coming from, I want to say, the other side of the right, all right? I can't say it's quite left, right? But I want to make sure we get this out in the open. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says protest vote against Biden is akin to supporting Trump. All right, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer on Sunday slammed the movement among the far left members of her party to cast ballots as uncommitted instead of President Biden in the state's upcoming primary. Snubbing Mr. Biden, an effort pushed by those like squad member Rep. Rashida Tlaib to protest the president's refusal to call for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war, only serves to fuel his likely Republican contender. This is what Gretsch said. It's important not to lose sight of the fact that any vote that is not cast for Joe Biden supports a second Trump term. This is what she said on CNN State of the Union. A second Trump term would be devastating, not just on fundamental rights, not just on our democracy here at home, but also when it comes to foreign policy. This was a man who supported a Muslim ban. Ms. Tlaib, Congress, only Palestinian American, and dozens of state and local progressive officials have become increasingly alienated from Mr. Biden and U.S. support for Israel as the civilian death toll in Gaza continues to climb. They say they plan to vote uncommitted in Michigan's Tuesday primary. Although Mr. Biden will face no hurdles to win the nomination, he'll need to secure the support of the swing state's significant Arab and Muslim communities ahead of the November election. He won in 2020 against former President Trump just by 3 percentage points in Michigan. She goes, I understand the pain that people are feeling, and I'll continue to work to build bridges with folks in all of these communities. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, is the appropriate tone. All right? For those of you who are frustrated with President Biden, I must once again say what Biden says himself. Don't compare him to the Almighty. Compare him to the alternative. And the alternative, ladies and gentlemen, is Donald J. Trump, who has no regards for the rule of law. He doesn't care about the people in the Middle East at all. He doesn't care about Palestinians at all. As far as he is concerned, it's all about who can put the most money in his pocket and who can stop him from going to prison now, right? So guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving the MAGA demon once again what it deserves. All right, because we see you. You're reaching across the aisle now, and you're tampering with the minds of folks you shouldn't be. Join me in giving them what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. It's crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people, I'm starting to realize they forgot. A lot of people forgot what life was like when Donald Trump was president, right? They forgot all the civil unrest that was going on in this country. They forgot how Donald Trump mismanaged the pandemic and cost millions of people to lose their lives, right? They forgot Donald Trump got impeached twice, all right? Once for withholding aid to Ukraine, and obviously the other for January 6th. Donald Trump doesn't care about you, all right? And even if you don't think President Biden doesn't care about you, you got to understand at least President Biden isn't breaking the law, all right, trying to sell this country to Russia, unlike a lot of the folks in the Republican Party, all right? And like I say, if you don't like this country, do me a favor, right? What did we say? What do we say?
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And I do mean that. I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Absolutely not. Actually, it's anybody that's comfortable dwelling in delusion. Don't be a victim around me. Because here's the thing. They go, Zeus, convince me why I should vote for President Biden. You have a smartphone. You have a smartphone. The information is out there. You can look all of this stuff up yourself. I can't convince you. All right. You mean to tell me we ran across the same set of information, the same set of facts, and you came to a completely different conclusion? Yeah. My work here is done. I'm done with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move it along. I gotta open up the boxes, but before I do, we must cover what is going on with the traitors, right? You know what I'm talking about. Those who participated and engaged in an insurrection on January 6th. All right. Now, many of you understand what this is about. They've been begging for a civil war. Donald Trump and his supporters, they've been begging for a civil war. And it's became increasingly clear to me that, you know what? There is a civil war going on in this country. And during the 2020 election, we saw reminiscences of it, right? So many of you, let's be honest, these people who we call Trump supporters, they're really not just supporters. These are his soldiers. MAGA, you're Donald Trump's soldiers, right? And this is what happened. After Donald Trump, first of all, he knew he was going to lose to President Biden. So he began to spread this big lie, all right, that began to, he planted the seed in the minds of his soldiers that the election was rigged, right? So after the election, Donald Trump decided, you know what he has to do? He decided to summon his soldiers, all right, to Washington, D.C. Attention! All soldiers. He's talking to them because he's like the modern day Jefferson Davis, right? And he's leading his army. Meet me at the Capitol on January 6th at a rally that I'm hosting called Stop the Steal. Bring all weapons, send me your money, and we are going to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. This is what he said to them. And so what did his soldiers do? They jumped in the back of U-Hauls. Some of them, they put U-Haul, they got in the U-Hauls. They were wearing khakis. They put masks on their face. And this is crazy because during this time, these same people refused to put the mask on, right? It was during the pandemic. Oh, no, I can't breathe with the mask on. But they put that mask on when Donald Trump summoned them to the Capitol at the Stop the Steal rally, right? So they all get there, all right? Some of them sold their houses to be there. Some of them got divorced to be there. Some of them went as a couple, went as a family. And they went and they met with their general, their cult leader, Donald Trump, right? And what did Donald Trump do? He encouraged them to become violent.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. So after he gave those marching orders to his soldiers, they proceeded to march to the Capitol with the understanding that their general, Donald Trump, would be there. Now, Trump never showed up, But they went to the Capitol. And when they got there, guess who they saw? They saw Ray Epps. Ray Epps was telling them where to go. And they told Ray Epps, feds, feds, feds. Which throws, well, if you think Ray Epps is the feds, why would you break the law? Why didn't you stop and say, hey guys, this is a trap. The law enforcement's here. Let's stop. This is a setup, right? They didn't do that. They proceeded to assault our democracy, all right? And they tried everything they can to stop the certification of Joe Biden, all right? Including bringing a gallows, all right? Because they were going to cause harm to Mike Pence, their own vice president. These are Donald Trump's soldiers. These are the ones that I am referring to, especially when I say they're traitors. You're not patriots. You're patriots. All right? These people don't understand, or if they do, maybe they, actually, I think they do now because we've told them. They're taking orders directly from Vladimir Putin. Their boots, if you look at them, I guarantee you they most likely say made in Russia. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, they should have their citizenship stripped of them immediately. They're so lucky I'm not president of the United States. And with that, let's dive in to another tale of one of these traitors, all right? Let's talk about Andrew Joshua Johnson and Whitney Johnson, who, ladies and gentlemen, have been arrested according to what the feds are saying. A zip tie toting Florida man who shouted, F you, this is my house, and entered then House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy's office during the January 6th insurrection has been arrested with his wife at their Vero Beach home. Andrew Joshua Johnson, 39 years dumb, and his wife Whitney Johnson, who's 44, are charged with felony and misdemeanor offenses, according to sources. Andrew Johnson, not the president, but could be, right, is charged with a felony offense of civil disorder and several misdemeanors, which include trespassing and disorderly conduct. Whitney Johnson is charged with felony offense of civil disorder and assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, and the same misdemeanors as her husband. Authorities said video captured the Johnsons' trips to Washington starting on the morning of the 6th when they rode the metro there for then President Donald Trump's Stop the Steal rally. Andrew Johnson put his fist in the air, sounded an air horn when Trump said, to use a favorite term that all of you people really came up with, we will stop the steal. Andrew allegedly did it again after Trump said, we will not let them silence your voices. Video shows Johnson marching from the rally to the Capitol and Andrew Johnson entering the Capitol building through the rotunda doors at 2:45 p.m. Allegedly entered McCarthy's office before returning to the rotunda lobby. Now I'm going to stop here, ladies and gentlemen, because this isn't the only story I need to cover, all right? But you know what we got to do? Join me in giving Andrew and his wife, the Johnsons, what they deserve, Traitor Johnsons. Let's give them a round of boos and shame.
You never demon.
So we're going to put a pin in Andrew Johnson and his wife, and we're going to talk about another traitor. A National Guardsman who went AWOL after Joe Biden won the election admits to assaulting officers on January 6th. These folks are sick. Matthew Honigford pled guilty to felony offenses of assaulting, resisting, and impeding certain officers for his role in January 6th. A former Ohio Army National Guardsman who went AWOL after Joe Biden won the election admitted to assaulting officers during the insurrection at the Capitol. Matthew Honigford, 31, pled guilty to felony offenses of assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, and he is set to be sentenced on August 19th. All right, by guess who? U.S. District Judge Tanya S. Chutkin. The same one who's going to be sentencing Donald J. Trump. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? And yes, he was among the thousands who attended the Stop the Steal rally that Donald Trump organized. So guess what we're going to do to this AWOL, traitorous, nasty individual, Matthew Honiford and Andrew Johnson and his wife, Whitney Johnson. Let's give them another round of booze and shame.
Silence! You never demon!
All right. And since they've been arrested, let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
Did you hear what he said? You traitors? Can you believe it? Donald Trump, your General Donald Trump, right? Of the MAGA cult soldiers, the ones that are deranged and delusional, ill-informed, under a spell. He set you up. He played you like a fiddle. I laugh. You know what I do when I wake up in the morning? I laugh. I said, this guy, Donald Trump, has grown folks that can wipe their own behind. Guess what he have them doing? He has them taking orders. You take orders from a guy who paints himself orange every morning, right? Puts a bird's nest on his head like it's a helmet, right? But this is his uniform. Puts on a diaper, puts on a crumpled blue suit with a red tie, extends it extra long for some strange reason, and gets onto his social media platform and gives you all orders. He says, jump, you say, how high, sir? He says, meet me at the Capitol. You're diving in the back of U-Hauls, masking up. Y'all are some real sick individuals. I can't believe you listen to. And then you get there. He said he was going to go to the Capitol with you. He never made it. And yet it's still, ladies and gentlemen, if I ask them, who was responsible for the attack on the Capitol in January, they'll say Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, not one time did she set that in motion. Not one time did I mention her name. Are you telling me Donald Trump listened to Nancy Pelosi and gave y'all that speech at the Ellipse? Because it was him that told you to go to the Capitol. Then the icing on the cake is when he said he summoned the National Guard, right? He said he immediately deployed the National Guard, right? On your behinds. He told you don't represent this country. Oh no, not with those heinous acts of violence. And you all still send him your hard-earned money. I have no respect for you traitors. As far as I'm concerned, you are completely useless. And that's why I must do the work that I'm doing to make sure before this next election comes, you will be defeated. And you won't even have enough strength to vote for Donald Trump, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to tell the truth and shame the devil. You know how this goes. I don't know why it does that. You know how this goes, all right? I don't know why it does that. Verification complete. I don't know why this TikTok thing does that. You know how it goes. You get 3 minutes, hopefully, to speak your truth. No cursing or no profanity, please. Keep it clean. And this is not a place to debate Zeus, all right? It's really a place to just get your viewpoint out, you know, because it's people all across this country who want to know what's going on in your neck of the woods, all right? And listen, but if you decide to swing my direction, right, and you start asking me questions, I do reserve the right to get you, because like I said at the top of the show, the gloves are officially off and I cannot allow lies and misinformation on this platform, all right? We have worked way too hard, right? We've worked way too hard, ladies and gentlemen, to be sitting on the sideline letting folks spread lies and misinformation. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Why is my thing not... Okay, here we go. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I think this is it, right? Well, I don't know why my green screen isn't working. All right. Hold on. Jesus Christ. I think that might feel right. And if it doesn't, oh well, we'll rock with it like this. I think TikTok is having once again some of their errors. All right, there we go. All right, we're somewhere. All right. TikTok is having another glitch, I guess. All right, let's move it along. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Here, Tiffany for the people. Good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no see.
Good morning, Kingdom.
Huh? How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Sleeping real good these days. Better than ever, to be quite honest.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Hello, Kingdom. Good morning.
All right.
Sorry, I work now, a couple days a week, so I don't get to be in as much. But
Okay.
how's everything going? I mean, like,
Still dealing with a lot of the same challenges. Obviously Trump is getting closer and closer to actually having to go spend time in court, right? And his supporters are having a hard time processing that. Would you be able to give them any advice in terms of like what can they do to prepare to watch him be in a criminal trial?
Oh, that's a good question. I was going to suggest reading, and actually listening to people that bring facts to the table. Okay.
Bingo. That's a good start.
It seems they have an issue with that, right?
Yeah.
I did want to ask, did you see what just came out about Texas and I think it's Arkansas and Arizona?
No. What?
Apparently, they just passed some kind of legislation in these states that women cannot legally file for divorce if they are pregnant, that a judge cannot sign off on a divorce if a woman is pregnant, and that also means even if DV, domestic violence, is a factor, they cannot get a divorce. This is in real time, really freaking like terrifying AF.
Wow.
And I'm sure you saw that. Now, was it Alabama? Now that embryos are children.
Yeah. Wow. This to me. So let me ask you a question, all right? And I spend a lot of time, pushing back against the MAGA, right? But earlier I read a piece that, Gretchen Whitmer was pointing out about the protest vote.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about the protest vote as it relates, huh?
Well, because that's my governor. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I missed, and I feel like I'm pretty, versed on politics and up to date with current events, obviously. So I'm not sure. So can you explain a little bit about what that was?
Well, people are not going to vote for Biden because they're not happy with the way he's handling things, right? But my message has been, we got some issues really going on in this country that require our immediate attention before we can really start trying to focus on the politics going on in other countries, right? And so in light of what you just disclosed, right, you're saying, I haven't looked into it and I will, but women aren't allowed to get a divorce if they're pregnant in certain states, right?
Exactly.
Or they're moving in that direction. You saw what happened in Alabama, right? We saw the reversal, the Roe versus Wade. How do you make this make sense to the average American?
There's no making sense of it. Well, what their logic is that I think there's a lot of things going on at once, which I think that they're very terrified because not only are like a lot of women like abstaining from sex, it's a whole global movement. Obviously they need bodies to like wield this capitalistic society. They need more workers and more, enslaved, when I use that term, capitalism. And I think they're really terrified, and that's why they're implementing these types of things, because there are more and more women who are opting out of having children, and that's terrifying them. So I think, back to what you said, and I know my 3 minutes will be up here soon, but I think you're talking about, like, isn't it like the non-committed? I it's the non-committed vote or something like that
Yeah.
in Michigan. And Zeus, it's a really, really, like, it's been a pivotal time over the last several years, right?
Yeah.
Like, I oftentimes am kind of conflicted, and we've talked about this before, but at the end of the day, period, like, when it comes down to it, obviously I'm going to opt for human rights. And I don't know, it scares me, but I also feel like we're moving in such a radical direction. Well, the Republicans are moving in such a radical direction where I feel
Tell them.
it's going to push people to understand the stake of things. But I also think that we have to have more nuanced discussions about how we do need to move forward into having more options in the future.
Yeah.
But those things are not currently present. So I understand kind of where we're at, and also understand that we need more options, but that's just not what we have currently.
Right. And I agree. We do need more options. But I guess my last question, and I know you got to wrap it up, but would you say,
No,
Donald,
I can stay a little longer if you want me to.
Well, I guess because I know people hate to say the lesser of two evils, but which would you say is more of a threat to our country, Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Oh, well, Trump for sure, because it's obvious and that's what kills me too, is that people want to be like, I understand that I do not clearly support genocide by any means, right?
None of us do.
None of us do. That being said, you think that Trump getting in office is going to be better? And it seems like there's this weird group of people in the middle that are ready to leap on the Trump train than they are to understand. Also, you got to have some some nuance. You got to have some critical thinking here, because if you think that you're going to jump and go with Trump, sorry, that rhymes. You're going to go with this guy? With a fascist?
Yeah.
Versus okay, I understand the problems with Biden not calling a ceasefire. I get that. It's atrocious, right?
Yeah.
I'm also not, again, versed to understand all the details and ins and outs. But what I for sure know is that Trump is going to try to get in the White House, and he will not leave. and he's going to make our country a militarized state.
Exactly.
And I'm always going to stand on moving towards the protection of my child, the people I care about, women of color, trans individuals, LGBTQIA, Black people, all the things. So
Amen.
That's what's at stake here, and that I'm not ever going to be willing to buck against or go join the other fucking team.
Okay.
Okay. So
I caught that. But you know what? You haven't been here a while. I'm gonna let it slide. All right. But thank you so much, Tiffany. All right.
Love all you guys.
All right. And it was so nice to see you. All right. It really was.
Sorry, wait. And Nutty. Sorry, I did take a little bit long today. Nutty does that often. Okay. You guys have a good day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Tiffany. Nobody protected. Let that be a message to everyone out there. Donald Trump is more of a threat to this country than Joe Biden, no matter how you try to spin it, all right? And I firmly believe in that, all right? Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Let's move it along, all right? Who do we have good right here? Good morning. Who do we have? Liga. How do you pronounce your name? Good morning.
Good morning, Zeus. It's Liga de Quito. It's a Ecuador thing.
Liga de Quito. All right. Well, listen, this is our first time doing business. That's right.
No, I got banned because of Republicans mass reporting me for no reason.
Oh, so we've talked before.
Yeah. So I just want to say, Republicans, here's the thing. You have lost. It's been over. You continue to whine and cry and say that Donald Trump is going to save you. You can't be saved. It's over.
It's over. I remember. Okay, I know that. Okay,
yeah.
Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him.
All right. And by the way, Republicans, remember, Tennessee, Alabama, all these states are going to go blue. And you guys can't handle it. You know Trump is already lost. He can't even get a majority of the vote in any of the swing states. It's over. You're done. You're washed up. You can't win anything. You will never win. You have lost. About it. You are done.
But listen. You're hurting their feelings. All right.
Good.
Don't you think this is unfair the way they're treating him? I mean, never in American history has a former president ever had to go through all of these things. Can't you see this is a witch hunt?
Oh no, they just can't stand the fact that they've lost. Their orange daddy lost. They just want to cry about it and say, "Oh well, you guys stole the election. There was no fraud. There was no fraud. It was proven time and time and time and time again. There was no fraud. Your orange daddy can't save you. You guys will continue to be caught, just like January 6th when you guys went to the Capitol and cried about an election that you lost.
Yeah.
You guys continue to cry. It's hilarious.
They're the biggest crybabies we've ever had to deal with in this country, right?
And one more thing. So I'm moving to Tennessee, and here's the thing. Tennessee, we're going blue. Republicans, you are going to lose, and it's going to be funny to see you lose. Because we get to laugh at you guys. Because you guys will continue to have your MAGA tears all over the pages. So good luck trying to win when you know you won't.
Right. Well,
have a good one, King Zeus.
All right. Well, listen, my friend, thank you so much for having the courage and conviction to be able to get in the box and tell the truth. I really do appreciate it.
We tell people around here. That's what we do.
Yeah. We don't have to sugarcoat the truth around these folks, all right? I mean, because we already got the facts on our side, right?
Facts. I mean, we'll just keep building a bigger case.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep having their case smacked right back down again.
Yeah.
So, not my fault Maggie keeps crying.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
King Zeus, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Don't worry about these MAGA trolls.
I won't.
Think that their orange daddy's going to save them from a little. Anyways, thanks for having me out, King.
All right. Thank you, champ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause. We got to make cute though. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. And this is why we're committed to doing the wonderful work that we've been doing, all right? These folks know they're losing. They know they don't have a platform to run on. Their platform is retribution. What do you need retribution for, right? If you've never lost, right? If you only need retribution when you've been losing. And that's facts, all right? And so, yes, I appreciate the heads up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up another panelist. Who do we got here this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Nurse Brown, good morning. How are you?
All right, good morning. How are you? Thanks for choosing me.
Yeah. This no problem. This is our first time doing business. That's correct?
Correct. That is first time.
All right. Well, I got to ask you some questions, and then we'll dive right into whatever you need to talk about. All right. First question. Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen by President Biden?
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Well, that's a good question. Well, the persons who got arrested and charged, they're first responsible, but I feel like as if they're influenced.
Well, let me go ahead and
influenced by Donald. They were influenced by Donald Trump.
Is Donald Trump responsible?
He bears some responsibility.
Okay, I got you. Didn't pass that one that good. All right, you got to be quicker and get straight to the point. So I'm gonna, and if you're gonna spread misinformation, what I tell people is just plead the fifth. I don't want you to lose your account. All right. Next question. Do you think President Biden or Hillary Clinton are guilty of any crimes?
I don't see any. No.
Okay. That you got that one. All right. I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from. All right. Well. What is it you would like to address with us this morning?
Well, I mean, I'm an independent, right? I'm a registered nurse. I live here in New York, and I do support the democratic agenda. I'm also an immigrant as well who became citizen. So, I do support the party, but what I have issue is they're not reaching people. They're not reaching young people like me who are professionals and who are trying to, I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on, and I see why people are attracted to Donald Trump. I see him as a threat to democracy on a whole. I don't think he's going to be good for the country. But at the same time, I don't feel like Democrats are reaching the people, and that's why just why Trump seems so appealing to people who have amnesia of whatever his 4 years was like. I don't have amnesia. But I
think
know.
though. You
Go
know what I
ahead.
think though. I think there's a difference between folks who are actually at work and then folks who are just sitting on the internet talking all day, right? And I would say a lot of the stuff that Biden has to do, he can't be online tweeting all day. Don't you see it?
I know, but I get it. But that was but it could be, all right, it could be a strength and a weakness for him as well. Because remember, even if Donald Trump was a terrible for the country, but he was relevant. We were seeing him, his presence. We were feeling, even if it was garbage, we were still feeling his presence. And I mean, I love Kamala Harris, but at the same time, I was like, for the past 3 years, where was she? You know what I mean? I weren't feeling her presence at all in public. Because, I work in a hospital, so I'm busy doing stuff, but we do sometimes catch up on, even if we don't watch CNN and those little, news, we go through social media. So, yes, we want our president to tweet sometimes.
But
let us know what's going on.
But see, that's how we got into this situation. Let's just be honest. Folks in this country, they want to be entertained. And it's a situation where this stuff that's going on in this country, it's not always entertaining. I would argue that what would you rather have Biden do? Sitting on TikTok all day trying to reach you, or have him doing his job? Which one do you think is more important?
All right.
I'm not saying I'm not minimizing what you're experiencing, right? But what I'm trying
both
to do
is important. But both is important. For example,
But you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. Though.
I rather he does both. You have to write and whistle at the same time. Listen. You have to write. Listen. He passed a lot of good legislation. Passed, right? But if you're not feeling it as everyday person or seeing the results of it and you don't know about it, you're going to say, oh, he didn't do nothing. Grocery price are high. You didn't know that he passed, do certain stuff to reduce the cost of inflation. You would not know that unless you hear him.
But
you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? I understand exactly what you mean. He's not as entertaining as Donald Trump, because I don't think Biden is an entertainer, right? You and I can understand the difference between an entertainer and a real politician. So I'll give you that. But I asked you the question. I said, do you want him to do his job, or you want him to entertain you? Which one is more important? And you said
okay,
both.
I didn't hear the entertainment. I didn't hear the entertainment. Inform. You refer to being online informing us. I don't need him to entertain me. I need him to do his job.
Okay. So let's get into that. So you would prefer him do his job. Why are not the people like yourself who have benefited from some of the things Biden has done? Why are you not advocating for him?
I am advocating for him.
Because I believe it's us, the ones who are benefiting. Like you said, he's passed a lot of legislation and he's done a lot of things that have actually benefited folks like you and I. We have to actually carry the message. He's busy doing his job.
No, that's good. That's good. But he also has a PR team who should do the media job, so it could go. I'm doing it. I work at the bedside. I'm saving people's lives. Yes, I have patients who are Republicans, Democrats, from different walks of ground. And, we have these conversations with my patient. But I try not to become like a partisan. I try not to let my belief, because I have to be very ethical at the same time. But at the same time, his team, I'm not blaming it on Biden because he's doing his work. But the Democratic Party in themselves are the people who are supposed to be spreading the messages, or say they're not doing their job. And that's why people like me who support them, support Biden, we're not hearing them. We're not hearing them. All of this is with Trump is a distraction, and he knows to grab our attention. He's a liar. He'll promise you this, promise you that. We have seen it time and time. But he's grabbing a lot of young people attention. Why? Not because what he's saying is right or what he's gonna do is right. It's just that sometimes people interest towards people is varies. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, and I'm not minimizing. Like I said, I do recognize a lot of Americans out here feel the way that you feel, but I also think that the expectation is, it's really unrealistic and it's unfair to try to make Biden be like former President Trump. I don't think that's going to happen. My main thing is, if you are, as you say you are, then you understand that the burden is also on you to help get the truth out about what's going on. And, because Biden can't be in all these places like where we're at right now, right? He can't be there.
You're right.
Kamala. So anybody who's benefiting from the Biden-Harris administration, yeah, the burden is on us to actually be actively engaged in conversations that help explain to people who might be confused about what's really going on. I mean, that's the best we can do. I mean, we can sit here and wish for Santa Claus all day long. That doesn't mean anything. You have the ability. You should be putting it in motion. And people actually, this is the other thing, and then I got to move on. People out here got internet access. They got smartphones. The information is out here if they care. Most people that I've ran into, no matter if I tell them the information, no matter if Biden tells them, they're not going to believe it.
You're right. You're right. But do you think, question for you though, do you think that they're doing an effective communication job in communicating the stuff that Biden has done? Do you think his team?
I'll say this, there's always room for improvement, right? But I understand, no one's perfect, right? And you got to work with what you got. That's kind of how it is with me, right? I mean, and anybody that wants to sit back and complain, the main question I'm asking is, do you think Donald Trump is worse? I mean, which one of them do you think is a threat to this country the most? Is Biden more of a threat to this country, or is Donald Trump? And at this point, all of us, whether there's 600 people in here, all of us should already know the answer. What does Biden have to say to you at this point?
So what do you say to people who said, okay, then they can't choose? They can't choose either. They will stay home.
Well, you know what? I'm going to move on, and we're going to see if some other panelists that want to come up perhaps may want to weigh in on, because you and I can tell we could talk for a while. This is an interesting conversation, all right? And perhaps we can, all right? I went ahead and gave you a follow, all right? And then if I go in the closet of truth, we could really unpack this. But I thank you for at least opening up this lane so that we can speak on it, all right? And
all right, thank you very much, Zeus.
And wherever you go, please understand, if you really value what Biden and Harris have done, I mean, I know they're not perfect, but the burden is really on us out here to actually get the truth out there. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
I appreciate you, and continue doing what you're doing.
All right. Thank you so much, my good friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Nurse Brown. That was a good conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We gonna get it right, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna get it right. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna bring up some next guests. I see we got a couple of more people. Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. How are you doing?
Welcome Good morning. Happy Monday, Zeus.
Happy Monday.
Even though Mondays usually are not too happy because, it's Monday. But
right.
At any rate, it's better to be on this side of the dirt than the other side, right?
Amen. Tell the truth on that one. All right.
Yes. So there was a couple. Okay, so first of all, Trump has appealed the fraud ruling, right? He just submitted the paperwork this morning for that.
Okay. We know where that's going.
But he still got to pay about $3.3 million a month in interest until, it's all resolved. And then after that, once the appeal gets denied, then, he's going to have to cough up all that, all the money. You know what I mean? Right. So, it doesn't really mean anything that he appealed, but because I think that Engoron was pretty methodical. He was very, very careful about how he handled him with kid gloves, if you will,
Yeah, as he should.
Yeah, because, appeals are real. And that's the main thing that, MAGA, he'll just appeal it. Just appeal it, as and that's their recourse. But
that's not going to save Donald Trump. We already know he's just stretching it out, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, but he's still getting tapped for the interest every single day. What is it, like $111,000 a day or something like that they was calculating? I don't know, man, but it's a lot of money, and by the time it's all said and done, he gonna definitely owe more than $500 million. That's for sure.
Right.
And Don Jr. and Eric Jr., they threw their hat in the ring with the appeal too, but
that makes me
they still gonna have to cough up that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes me laugh though. But thank you for
it. Really does. It really does. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought me up after Mr. Nurse Brown, because he says that Kamala is in the shadows or whatnot.
Right.
But I don't know if you know, Nurse Brown, she has broken 36 tiebreakers. And that's why you see the legislation being passed that's been passed. See, just like Zeus says, she does her job. She don't need to be out in front of a camera, in front of a mic every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To tell you this and tell you that. She is appearing where she needs to appear, when she needs to appear, and says what she needs to say at the time she needs to say it. So timing is everything. She does her job. She, as a matter of fact, she was president for a second when Biden had to go under anesthetics. So, you know, she's ready for this.
Yeah.
She's ready to lead. If anything was to happen to him right now, introducing Madam President Kamala Harris.
Bingo. Tell him.
Okay.
Do you think that we have Oh, go for it.
No, go. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Zeus.
No, I was just going to ask you, do you think that we're in a space right now where folks want to be entertained a little too much in this country?
Yes, I do. I think that, you know, I mean, the crappy show that Trump has put on for the past, 4 or 5 years or whatever, and, you know, people have been accustomed to that. You know what I mean? I mean, I can remember a time, Zeus, when Trump was president, I wake up every morning like, what the hell is he gonna say or do today? Like, is he gonna press the freaking nuclear button or what? Like, what? I mean, we didn't have no inkling as to what he was going to say or do. And then, like you said, he was up tweeting all night, all morning, after snorting his Adderall and getting some drugs from Ronnie Jackson.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. You know, he's up doing all these making all these preposterous tweets and firing people from Twitter and all that stuff. It was just ridiculous. But, you know, Nurse Brown, I would also recommend to you that you make sure that you know what the 3 branches of government is, okay, and how they function.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and then it'll minimize a lot of your complaining.
Yeah.
Because you have to realize that Biden does not control corporate prices, just like he doesn't control gas prices. All right. And he damn sure can't go and tell, you know, world leaders what to do with their country.
Yeah.
That's just like somebody coming over here and telling us what to do. That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. All right. So Kamala is definitely doing her job. Just because you don't see her here doesn't mean that she's not doing the Lord's work. Trust and believe that.
Amen.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I just wanted to make sure I put that out there.
Yeah.
And so that, I mean, you know, I'm glad that you became a citizen. I'm glad that you're participating. I'm glad that you're involved and intrigued with the, you know, politics of 2024. But you definitely have to make sure you get a very in-depth understanding of where we are with this whole situation. Have you read Project 2025? Have you read his Agenda 47? Have you really indulged? Have you did your work? Have you did your homework? That's the question. Because if you did, then you wouldn't even ask a lot of those questions that you asked. Right? And I'm not putting him down. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't get me wrong, Kingdom. I'm not putting the man down at all. I'm basically just giving him something that he can bite off of. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all have to do. You think Zeus get on here every morning and he just know exactly what to say? No, he does his research. He does research. And it takes time to do that. You have to read. First, you have to look. Then you have to read. Then you have to comprehend. Then you have to process it. Right? So, I mean, that stuff takes time. We have to be able to do all of those things in order to come to a very viable conclusion.
Amen.
Right?
Yep.
So, I would say that's what your homework assignment is, Nurse Brown. You know, you're involved and we love that, but get more involved, get deeper into it so that you have a grand scheme of an understanding.
Amen. All
right. So he absolutely did. He filed his appeal this morning, y'all. So we'll see how that goes. And then on March 1st, we have Scott McAfee, Judge McAfee, who's going to listen to the, I guess, closing arguments
for the Fonnie Willis thing.
So we got that in the bag.
Okay,
right?
well, look,
what you think is gonna happen with Fonnie, Zeus? I'm just.
They better keep her where she's at. All right, we're gonna have some more problems on our hands. We're gonna have some real nasty problems on our hands if we don't let this case proceed as is. Like she said,
that's right.
Donald Trump is on trial, not her.
That's right. Donald Trump and the other 18 defendants.
Exactly.
And the other 18. Don't forget them. Because they was, fully fledged involved in all of that crimery, right?
Exactly.
But I just wanted to come up here and say that, Zeus, and of course tell you good morning and tell you how handsome you are and how good you looking and all that lightning you got going on around you. I see them in your glasses.
All right,
thank you. How many ring lights you got? About 10?
Nope, just one, and then
just
another
one. Ooh, it shines bright.
That's right. That's right. All right, got to keep the demons at back, right?
You might need some sunglasses. But anyway, love you, Zeus. I'll see you later, baby.
All right,
take care of these TikTok streets, baby.
Will do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Balls. No lies detected. You see what we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, Nutty Professor. My brother, how you doing?
So good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right.
To Nurse Brown, Nurse Brown. Listen, first of all, thank you for your service, because I think we don't thank our nurses enough.
Right.
Because they are truly out there saving everyone despite political affiliation. But I will say this: we don't want our president nor our vice president being in the spotlight on a daily basis. We got overkill with that with Donald Trump. That's why we fired him. When I don't hear from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that means they're doing their job that I put them in office to do.
Right.
So, therefore, with that being said, it's not their job to be out there touting. It's like Zeus said, it's our job. It's our job to make sure that the people know what has been accomplished. Now, if you don't know, you should know, because I don't know about y'all, but I feel the effects of the Biden-Harris administration. And like we say often, I have been thriving under Biden.
Amen. Thriving under Biden.
And I think you are too. So I want to do something different. Zeus, I want you to just sit there and just be quiet and just be quiet. So y'all listen, I want to talk to the moderators today. I want to talk to the moderators. Listen, Zeus took 1,800 years of getting me up in this box. I needed to get in the box first because I needed more time. And it's good that Tiffany still thinks about me, because you notice she mentioned my name, right, Zeus? So moderators, I'm gonna need y'all to help me push this. Let's see if we can get him up to 500,000 likes before the end of this live.
500,000, Jesus Christ.
We need to get up to absolutely. Here's the deal. We have fun. We have fun on a daily basis. But the work that's being done here is some serious work, right? And like Miss Boss Diva just said, when you get on these lives, this live, you just don't pick up your phone and click go live and then talk about stuff that you don't have research on. You do your homework. You keep people engaged. That's why you have an audience, because you keep people engaged. You have a platform, and the platform is continuously growing. That takes work. So therefore, those of us who decide to come to your platform on a daily basis, it's showing our appreciation by tapping those likes, getting those likes up, sharing the live, making sure that more people see this, because guess what? More people need to see this live. Any other lives that I go into, I always tell them about this one when it's a political live. I say, make sure you get into this live. And I tell them it's 8:30 Central Standard Time every morning. 8:30.
Amen.
I tell them, get in this live, especially if it's a political live, because they need to hear what's being said. I didn't say they need to agree with what's being said. Yeah. They need to hear what's being said, because it's educational.
Cool.
So, y'all, please, my time is up. Let's get him up to 500,000 likes. Moderators, please do me a solid. Please keep pushing this once I'm off here. All right? Snuggles, I need you to push it too, because we know you and your minions are out there. I need y'all to tap the likes too, because for y'all not to ever want to be here, for y'all to always want to call Zeus a liar, y'all keep coming back somehow.
Ain't that something?
So since y'all are here, you might as well put some work in.
Amen.
So tap.
Stop being lazy Republicans. Stop being lazy.
Absolutely. Thank you for the time, my brother. And you have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you, Nutty. And moderators, you heard what Nutty said. I'm just kidding. Hey, let's give Nutty a round of applause. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? No lies detected. You see, it really isn't that hard to just get in the box and tell the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move it along. All right, TJ Mars, good morning. Oh my God, Takesha, I see you. TJ, greetings. How are you doing?
Brother, what is up? How is everybody doing this morning?
Hey, I'm all right. Thank you, Doc. I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
Good,
All
good.
right. I haven't
So,
talked to you in a while. Nice to see you.
thank you, bro. While I was listening, I was taking down a bunch of notes because there was a lot of things to point out. And I am sorry if I do go like 30 seconds above 3 minutes, but give me the time. I promise you it's worth it, my brother.
Let's do it.
All right, first, people and their talking points about Biden being old and weak. My God, that is such garbage. Trump is 3 years older, and he's clearly losing it. Just this weekend, he mistakenly called his wife Mercedes.
Yep.
On stage. The next night, he was looking down at his notes to name everybody by name so he can't be confused by calling somebody else another name. What are they doing? That's one. Two, women. You have the power in this vote. You have no idea. The demographics over the last couple of years shows that the women in the United States are 55 to 60% of the vote. Let me say that again. 55 to 60% of the vote. If you all just put down and said, you know what, they're taking away our rights, the vote is over.
Yeah.
Biden wins. Another thing, when I vote, personally, I'm not thinking, what do I want? What's good for me? I'm thinking, what's good for my family? What's good for my neighbors? What's good for my neighborhood? What's good for my people? I'm thinking, my God, I have a wife, I have 2 daughters. Why are they taking away from them what they won't take away from themselves? Fact or not? That's 2.
Yeah.
Well, technically, that's 3. Another one. Why are they continually turning the page? Now, check it out. A couple years ago, you remember they kept calling every liberal, every leftist voter a sheep.
Yep.
January 6th proves they are the sheep. Did he not say, come?
Yep.
They came.
Yep.
Did he not point and say, go that way? They went.
Yep.
Did he say, I was going to be with you?
Yep.
Zeus, you said, he said, I will be with you. He went, had some cheeseburgers, watched it on the news, held the Bible upside down, and then said, you don't represent us. He threw those people under the bus.
Woo!
Sorry if I'm yelling. I can't tell if I'm yelling or not.
No, you're good. You're good. These folks know what you're saying. You cooking their MAGA minds. Keep on cooking.
I'm cooking, baby. Let me one more, and I'm done. I swear. I got like 10 more, but I'm done with one more.
Hey, you need to bring them every day until we get to the bottom of your list. I love it.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Everybody listening, please listen. Every 2 years, there are elections. MAGA, anyone with support to MAGA needs to be voted out. This is how you sweep house. Anyone who can make any vote that can that can lever any legislation in one direction needs to be gone. The reason why we don't see Kamala Harris is because she's breaking ties. Say it again, 36 ties at this point, and everything has been in the favor of the people. With that, I yield my time, son.
All right. Well, listen, TJ, I appreciate it. All right. As always, you're more than welcome to come to the live, come to the show, and tell the truth and shame the devil. All right.
The devil is a liar. One more thing. Woo! Yes. I heard the bell.
Yes.
Anytime these people use veterans in their talking points, know this: I served. I have PTSD. I can't drive on the highway without looking at garbage thinking, is there a bomb or a body in there?
Wow.
These people use us as talking points. I guarantee you, veterans do not vote against their own interests. And guess what? If he called John McCain a loser for getting caught twice, where's his service record? Because John McCain didn't get bone spurs. He got caught twice, and he served his time as a POW, but he did his time.
Right.
Even when he was offered the chance to leave.
Right.
That is a man.
Wow. Wow. You're right. Spot on, my brother. And thank you for your service, all right? I really do appreciate it. All right.
Later, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give TJ a round of applause. No lies detected. I got you, Lisa. I got you. I gave you a follow back. All right, thank you. Wow, you can't be getting into these arguments out here on these TikTok streets. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next panelist. Oh my God, Sister Keisha. Good morning. How are you doing? You're feeling better?
I'm still under the weather.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't gonna come up, but I gotta try to take up a nurse. I think he worded what he said wrong because I understood what he was saying. I don't think he's saying he wants Joe Biden to be a Donald Trump. I think he was saying that he has done so much good, and a lot of people don't keep up with politics that nobody really knows. I think what he's saying is it needs to be advertised more because we got social media. They could put it on a billboard. They could do commercials, just advertising everything he's done. Because even with us getting on the platform saying it, the Republicans and MAGA still not believing us. So they need to put it out there in the, all over so they can see exactly what he's done. No, Joe is too busy to do this stuff, but the people that work behind the scenes, because honestly, Democrats have always been poor at messaging. Let's just be honest with that. And I think what he's basically saying is, in order for us to get out what he's done, the people that run his media and all that, they really need to be out there pushing that on social media, on commercials, put it on a billboard, make a commercial that says, "Are your roads smooth?" Thank Joe Biden for the infrastructure, stuff like that. I think that's what he was saying. I don't think he was saying he want Joe to be like Trump, because who in God's name want anybody to be like Leaky Cheeks? So I just had to come up and straighten out what he was saying. I don't think he was saying it the way that everybody think he was saying it. So I just
can I ask you a question though?
Go ahead, sweetie.
You know the good book Matthew chapter 6. What did the Bible say? Didn't it say something about do your work in secret so your father can reward you in open? What do you think about that?
The thing is this, Zeus. That has nothing to do with
scripture. That's scripture. That's scripture, ain't it? Ain't it scripture?
What he's saying, what that scripture is saying, Zeus, is don't brag on what you done did.
Amen. And that's the difference between Trump and Biden, right? I mean, one of them is out there being a hypocrite.
But all I'm saying is this, Zeus. They come on this app, they debate everything we say every day. If we said Joe Biden did this, well, no, he didn't. All I'm saying is it need to be pushed out from all areas of the Democratic Party. The people that work behind the scenes, to get advertisement out. Come on, push it. Because this, I don't know if they think Joe Biden is G.I. Joe. They might got him confused with G.I. Joe. He can just go over there and tell whatever the man's name is, Israel, hey, stop it.
Yeah.
And the man just gonna stop. I don't care if he do call for a ceasefire. He can't tell that man what to do in his country.
Now,
it's
I agree.
Out of control. Quit calling this man Genocide Joe.
No lies detected.
Like I've been saying, I've never heard this many people this worried about something that's been going on for years. Now all of a sudden Joe Biden now it's the worst thing that has ever happened over there. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And y'all need to quit blaming Joe Biden for what's going on in somebody else's country. He is not the president of the countries. He's the president of these United 50 states. He's the president of these United 50 states. He ain't got nothing to do with Israel, but they're our allies. So yes, he got to stand for them. But you don't know if he drop it to his knees praying and asking God to stop all this stuff over there. You don't know what he's saying to this man off camera.
Yeah.
But he can't make them folks do what they don't want to do. That's
Yeah.
just like somebody coming over here from another country telling Joe Biden what to do.
Ain't happening.
Y'all would be looking at Joe Biden crazy if he did what the folks told him to do.
Amen.
He don't run Israel.
Well, that being said, do you think there is a certain amount of, thank you, Garvin. Thank you for the, that's why I was saying, we as the people have to carry the truth out here about what's going on. It's really on us. I mean, I do understand your point, which is, Biden and, Kamala, they could do a lot more to go viral.
I'm saying they're the people that work with their advertisement.
They don't know, but they don't know. This is my thing, right? You only could. So I don't think personally Biden is that entertaining. I'm gonna be honest with you, right?
No, he's not at all.
I don't think if you gave him the production, I think the movie would make me go to sleep. To be honest.
Oh my God, yes, yes, Jesus, yes.
And that's why I decided I could probably take it myself and help get it out there, because I do recognize, he's not a, human beings, we're all flawed, right? And we all have our strengths and our weakness. Biden's strength isn't his superpower isn't his ability to resonate and get out here and connect like you and I do, right?
But Zeus, I'm not talking about Biden himself. I'm talking about the people that run his ads and stuff, that work behind the scenes in his administration. Like they make slyway commercials and they make little slick stuff that's be funny,
But you could do it. I don't think. This is what I'm saying. If you gave those people that assignment, Biden is so boring that they would probably struggle.
It's gonna take all of us to do it, because you see now people are saying they don't even know if they're gonna vote for him. We gotta do more than
now that part true. I agree.
It's gonna take all of us working as a collective.
This part.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we take what they give us and we cook it up out here on these TikTok streets, because he can't do it. I just recognize that's not him. Unfortunately or fortunately, right? But right. I do agree, if his PR team could do something to make what he's doing pop, it would make it would make this a lot easier, right? But
they could help us out, because we're doing our part, but they need to do theirs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They need to do their part too, Zeus.
Yeah.
But one more thing, let me say this. Y'all keep voting for Republicans. And now your husband can knock your head between the wash and dry while you're pregnant, and you can't even divorce him. Keep on playing around with them. They ain't doing it but trying to lessen women, because they don't think much of us anyway. And y'all just keep on getting them the right to do so. So just go right on, Mom, and think you're going to be around here winning, and you're going to be hooked to a person that's beating your brains out for the rest of your life.
You think that's what you think that's ultimately the direction that
they want to make us extinct, Zeus. They think we don't belong nowhere but the kitchen and the bedroom.
Wow.
That's their mentality toward women. They want us to be silent and do what they say.
Wow. You hear this, MAGA? You see what's going on out here? You're attacking women.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a shame.
But I gotta go because my voice leaving now.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you for having. I'm gonna
do my commercial Wednesday.
Okay.
I got 2 new items for you.
Let's go.
All right, dude.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. No lies of Texas. Graham Cracker, hey, nice to see you. Yeah. To all of my, Biden, to the Biden-Harris administration, whatever you can do to make Biden pop out and make it so people can easily process what he's doing, please do it, because it's like, you ever go to those classrooms and the level of information is just so high that you get tired and you want to go to sleep. That's what's going on. There's a lot of high-level stuff coming out of that White House. And it's putting the American people to sleep in some cases, all right? We got to make it a little more palatable and digestible, I guess. All right, but in the meantime and in between time, you're going to get Zeus, all right? Let's move move it along, ladies and gentlemen, to our next panelist. All right, good morning, Brother Lex. How you doing this morning, my good friend? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Oh, all right, coming in nice and saucy once again.
Today in Black MAGA News. So today in Black MAGA News, Tim Scott was offered a casting role in Fat Albert as Bucky. Clarence Thomas came up with a new statue. It's called the Clarence Thomas Plantation Statue. Quit it.
Oh my God.
Put it in your front yard, in your plantation. Also, if you say Candace Owens 3 times, you get Paula Deen.
Oh.
So with all that being said, thank you today for Plantation MAGA News.
Hey.
You know something?
Wow. Spot on. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
I get so tired of seeing people who consider themselves my people getting out here and listening to somebody that says, hey, if you turn on the lights, you can see the blacks.
Right.
So what's that saying? Well, if you turn out the lights, you can't see the blacks? I've come a long way.
Right.
I've come a long way.
Right.
Help me out here, Zeus. I mean, please. Can you explain to me the mental acuity of these people who are voting totally against their best interest and aligning themselves with people that hate them?
I think, from what I understand, I believe that they're firmly in the cult. There's no other logical explanation, right? These folks, they hate themselves. They're grossly misinformed, right? And somewhere along the line, that seed of distrust towards the United States government was watered by Donald Trump, right? And that's how they got there. Now they're simply Russian assets. They don't even know it.
Yeah, speaking of Russian assets, they arrested that fellow who did the Burisma thing trying to leave the country, did they not?
Yeah, they got him right there in Vegas, and then they said they let him out, and then they let him Alexander Smirnov. That was his name.
That's a hell of a name for the. That's about as Russian as they get. Alexander Smirnov.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get the thinking of people. He's attacking women. He's attacking everybody of ethnicity. He's putting policies in place to hurt them all.
Yeah.
And they vote for him because I like him. He's an outsider. He's exciting. No, he's not exciting. Exciting is good sometimes.
Yeah.
But exciting is not good all the time.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I go to a music award show. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Or you can have the collapse of the country. That's exciting. That's the kind of exciting you don't want.
In a different way, right? That's a nasty thing, right?
So I don't follow along with me being in Tennessee. I run into a lot of people, and you tell them to read, and they can't read.
They can't.
No,
you think that's what it is? They just can't read. They feel like they were doing so much better when Trump was in office.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't understand how that is, considering his denial of the pandemic and the amount of money that was given out in kickbacks, like the money that was stolen building the wall.
Yeah.
Which is funny is the people on the Mexican side were taking pieces of the wall and taking it back to Mexico and building stuff for themselves with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there ain't no ladder that is too small, and there ain't no tunnel that is too deep to go past the wall.
It really ain't.
And another thing is the majority of people who have stayed past their visas aren't even from the south of the border.
Yeah.
They're from European countries.
Bingo.
So Zeus, my bro, I'm glad you were standing up for what is right.
Thank you.
I mean, this is some kind of flat earther firmament, something that's going on with these people.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the first time in my life, I don't understand what the hell they are thinking.
They ain't thinking. That's for sure. They're not thinking. They're
And another
sinking.
thing, nobody gives a shit about South Carolina.
Okay, well, fair enough. Now you gotta keep it clean. I caught that, brother. I caught that.
Oh,
Where my thing at? Where I caught that? Hold on. Okay, caught that, champ. Caught that. We keep it clean. All right.
Okay, I'll keep it clean.
All right.
But yeah, let's reach out. If you are of the other ethnicity, the YT ethnicity, if you are going to be or consider yourself an ally to us, you have to go out and you have to do something about racism.
Bingo.
This is not on us. We got brought over here and we built this country, and then now you came over here. Do you think they sent their best from over Europe when they discovered America, which it was already discovered? It's like me going to discover Walmart.
Yeah.
There's already people there. Do you think that those people in their palaces and their English gardens and
absolutely
sent
not
their best people over here? They just like, okay, we're going to go get some of these people and get rid of them.
Absolutely not. They send us their worst and the most disgusting they got. All right. Now listen, I gotta move it on, my good friend.
All right. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with your stuff too, by the way. I'll probably catching the email tonight.
Well, listen, I look forward to it. All right. You know, I've been looking to cook up something. All right. There's more on the way. All right.
All right. Bet.
All right.
I've already picked them out.
All right. Well, listen, Lex, thank you so much, my brother. Keep up the good work. Keep spreading the truth, telling the truth, and shaming the devil. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Lex. No lies detected. Oh yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got to. Oh my God, look at the time over here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, look what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Trash bait. What do you want? What do you want with Susan? What do you want this morning?
Dude, can you tell your Branch Davidians in there, especially the Jungle Fever ones, stop muting me?
Oh, what are they doing?
Oh, they mute for no reason, just because I come in. You know, they're crybabies. You know, remember.
Can I ask? Let me ask the audience. Does clickbait deserve to be muted, mods?
Especially the Cammy's your Jungle Fever.
No. Let me ask the mods. Does clickbait deserve to be muted? An overwhelming number of yeses, bro.
That's because they're losers.
Oh, what? You know what he sounds like, right?
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
No complaining, clickbait. You can't trash bait. You can't come into my live and be a victim. I will not allow Trump supporters to be victims around me, because the moment you start to do that, my mind instantly goes to that terrible day on January 6th when you and your fellow cult members / soldiers decided to assault our democracy. Have you apologized? Clickbait, let's bring it. I'll say this, clickbait. Will you apologize for January 6th? If you apologize for January 6th, clickbait, I just might entertain your request. Clickbait, are you ready to... Oh, it was an amazing day! See what I mean? You see what I mean?
Silence! You never demon!
You're right, Tiffany. He can't find that spot, all right? Clickbait. You really should be ashamed of yourself. You said it was an amazing day. What was amazing about it? What was amazing? Are you donating to those hostages? Clickbait. Did you show up boots on the ground there? Clickbait. What was amazing about it? Please tell me again. According to you, this was something Nancy Pelosi put into motion. See, this is what I'm saying. Your inconsistency. You know, clickbait has a lie. Clickbait's never wrong. Clickbait, you're never right. Let's just be honest. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get up out of here, all right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I got a couple of more, then I got to get up out of here. All right, Captain Rex, good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing, my good friend? How are you doing this morning?
Hey, how are you, Zeus? How are you, my man?
Hey, I'm all right. Another day in the kingdom. You know what? Tending to the affairs.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get up and talk about a live I seen today of some MAGA demons going on about how Trump was innocent and didn't do anything wrong in New York, and how the truckers are shutting New York down and they're so happy about it.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing is happening. New York wouldn't even know it's happening if they read it on social media or something. But they had a man in there trying to talk some reason with them and explain to them what the crimes were about.
Right.
He said, well, you understand this is a white collar crime, right?
Right.
And they booted him and started having a fit, saying he brought up, get this, race.
What?
Race. Because he said white collar crime. They go, yeah. After they booted him, I stuck around for a little while, and they all went off about how there hasn't been racism in this country since Lincoln. Lincoln stopped racism.
Oh.
The only people still keeping racism going were the Democrats because they needed it. Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. You see how unhinged these folks really are?
Oh, sorry, Ruth. Go ahead, Zeus.
No. I'm just saying they're unhinged and they're definitely off their rocker.
Oh yeah, the IQ in that room was well below room temperature, well below freezing point, actually. I have put up a video about 5 times on my page of the break-in at Coffee County, Georgia's election office, where the Republicans were caught on video downloading all the information off of the Dominion voting machines.
Yeah.
And, that was all caught on tape, and 3 of them have already been convicted.
Good.
And you want to know a strange thing?
Yeah.
Not one troll comment in any of those videos. Not one MAGA moron trying to defend it. They want nothing to do with that because it's indefensible.
Bingo. It's indefensible. Tell them, Captain.
And yeah, they have no clue. I also found a post of them whining about an American flag being taken down from somewhere. I don't know where it was. And they put up a Biden flag instead of the American flag. And they were going off about how they should be kicked out of the country.
Wow.
So, being me and the person that I am, I filled their comment sections, every comment, with the video of the Trumpers tearing down and throwing on the ground the American flag off of the Capitol building on January 6th.
Bingo. That's what they do. They tread on our democracy with their dirty Russian boots.
Absolutely, they do. And they have been going off. And this one guy go, oh, did I hurt your feelings? Because I dared him to come back at me in that comment section. He goes, did I hurt your feelings, Grandma? So I dumped on him the video of Trump's essay being read into the congressional record by Ted Lieu.
Wow.
I dumped on him the flag or the video I have from the Day of Rage.
Yeah.
I dumped on him the video I had of them breaking into the Coffee County, Georgia election office.
Exactly.
And you know what?
What's that?
This morning he had blocked me.
Hey, consider it a great man, Thank you.
Yeah, that's really all I had to say. I mean, with them coming up with that white collar crime as being racial,
racist,
just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. I mean, I didn't know what to say. I mean, it was like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's typical MAGA behavior. You know what I mean? But listen, thank you, Captain Rex. I gotta move it on and wrap this up. All right.
Thank you, and thank you for having me up here.
You're
later,
welcome.
guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Captain Rex. No lies detected. Oh my goodness. Yes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, well, listen up. I'm going to have to land the plane officially. It's been one heck of a show, ladies and gentlemen. I really did enjoy spending some time with you this bright and early, all right, on a Monday morning, February 26th, all right? But before we get up out of here, you know what we got to do. Well, you can take your seatbelts off and get ready to board the airplane, but a special round of applause to all the moderators, to all the subscribers, the gifters, and the panelists. You made this show, once again, exciting, educational, and entertaining, and I really do mean that, all right? All right, and then you know what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen. To all of the Zeus haters out there, right? Especially our critics, our detractors, and those who choose to dwell in lies and misinformation. Let's give them what they deserve because they have no shame. We must give it to them. Let's give them one last round of booze and shame. I gotta get them out of here. And I guess the message of today's show is, number one, we will not rest and allow you traitors to get another inch in this country, all right? Every lie you think about telling, I want you to always believe we'll be right behind you. We'll be breathing right down over your shoulder, on your neck, making sure that if you tell another lie out here, we're going to catch you. All right, and to my friends that are so-called Democrats and on the left, you know what it is. It's on us to get the truth out here, all right? We know what President Biden has done because we all have smartphones. You can go look at it yourself. If you know what he's done, then let's see those boots on the ground to make sure you're doing everything you can to help educate and inform those who aren't so privy. I mean, I get it. A lot of people, they don't do their homework for whatever the reason is, all right? And so when we're in spaces and we can get the truth to them, you know what we got to do, all right? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. I will see you tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel, all right? Power to the people. Yes, shout out Union Gang. Shout out to all the amazing content creators out here. Ange, right? Hey, bro. Miss Boss Diva. Yes, Colston. Queen Tiffany. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. You have 5,000 followers. Let's go, Mickey P. Lakeisha, thank you. Ange, thank you. Marine, let's go. Slick and Slick. Lisa, shout out. Oh, yes, Steve. Evan, Reggie, CC, Colston, John Wells, Slick as Rick, the real My Pillow guy, Stacy Jones. I'm catching you all, Valerie. DJ Kitty Cat, all right. TJ Mars, Camper, the dark IT lady. I got you. Hey, let's go. Tony, my man. Andy, Doc, shout out to Doc. Like a fired up and won't forever. Y'all all do an amazing job keeping those comment sections lit. Don't ever let up on those MAGA demons. Clickbait, slash bait, no victim. You're not allowed to be a victim. And Bruce Lee was a Democrat. I know more than you. You always should remember that. Mr. Octane. And I appreciate you too. Where you at, DJ Craze? I don't know if you're here. Keep up the great work, brothers. All right, Smart Martin, Detroit. Detroit what? Tiffany for the people. Yes. Hey, Tony Mac, Tony. Hey, Rio. Rocky. I think you're. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Auntie Shay. Let's go. If you can't swim, DJ Sound Chaser. Jazzy. Garvey, my man. Let's go. Let's go. Lady Rima. Mystica. Colston. On the gun. Hey, Swerve. I didn't know you were out here, brother. Nice to see ya. All right. Let's go. Sherry, Laura. Oh, nice. Hey. Good morning, Jess. Nice to see you. I'm out of here. I know you've been in and out. All right, Camper. Let's go. Photo customer. Let's go. Eva. Let's go. Aaron Mike. Cali love, divided no more, liberty, justice. Let's go. Hey, all right, Silver St. Cloud.
Call me Zeus.
Here we go. Here we go.
I just want to find.
Stay woke. Yes.
11,000.
It's me, Jess. Let's go. Carlene.
One more than we have.
All right, Reggie. Where you at, Reggie? You know we gotta do the remix. Let's go.
He's deranged. Jackson. 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 He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Jackson. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right. All right. You want another trick? There's another trick, Jess.
Did the FBI do that? Because they also did something where they put documents all over the floors and they took pictures. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
And we got a lot of badges for them, right? All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe. Oh, one last thing. Liberty, justice, thank you. Let's go ahead and drop that bomb.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave.